Our first speaker is Julius Kaczmarek with a speech entitled Guide to Toastmasters for Boxers. Julius Kaczmarek.
Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, this speech is dedicated to all the people coming from sports backgrounds, and especially to those of you who are born fighters. But if you happen not to practice boxing on a regular basis, don't worry, this speech is still for you. So, let's get started. Fellow boxers, if you join the Toastmasters to continue your boxing career, I have a good news for you. Participating in Toastmasters is very much like practicing your favorite martial arts discipline. Every speech is like a bout. You train for a couple of weeks, you learn everything about your opponent, and then you come onto the stage and do your job. Typically, you would begin by attending one of the public speaking shows, which we humbly call club meetings. You can observe it from the comfort of your seat, or you can take part in the sparring rounds called table topics in our jargon. You never know your opponent beforehand, so it's a great thing to do. But then, the moment comes when you finally feel ready to take your first real fight, so-called jawbreaker. Now, who will I fight against, you might be asking now. Well, let me tell you this. Almost always, your first opponent is going to be a fear. You might even have an image of him in your mind. A muscular guy, taller than you, coming from a heavyweight category. But believe me, he's pretty weak. But in order to find it out for yourself, you need to get your body onto the stage and present all the speaking skills you have in front of the audience. And then, your next opponents are so-called projects. Just like in the boxing career, you will start off with the easier ones, but the level of difficulty gradually increases. And you need to get to know your opponent because each of them has their own specific objectives. And in those fights, you will learn such techniques as moving on the stage, using your gestures to enhance the message, get straight to the point, and finally deliver a punchline. You will get a broader recognition in Toastmasters world after you defeat your first 10 projects. But then, you will come to realize that your biggest opponent is actually yourself. Never let your doubting self be stronger than you. Do not lose concentration. And never let yourself believe that you cannot take the next coming challenge. These are the mental battles which you will have to face on a regular basis. But believe me, knocking out your other self will be the most satisfying victory you will ever achieve. Fellow boxers, when you progress in your public speaking career, you will gain a lot of skills and experience. And at some point, you may even decide to take your gloves off and start sharing your experience with others. By the time, there will be a lot of new fighters in your club seeking your advice. You can go and challenge yourself by evaluating their performance and giving them the feedback which they need so much in order to progress further. You can even become a coach or a mentor, as some may call them, and lead your speaking athlete on their way to success. Now, we all know that coach can be equally responsible for the victory in the ring, but there's also a third ingredient in the boxing world, a person who can have a huge impact on the life of huge impact of the boxer's career, a boxing promoter. And there's no difference in the WTF. WTF, let me remind you, stands for the World Toastmasters Federation. The most dedicated and most experienced members join the club structures and become officers. Their work after time has a huge impact on the life of the club as well as the whole organization. These roles, often underestimated or invisible to others, are taken by people to facilitate meetings, motivate new members, and organize all these speech shows and contests which we all enjoy so much. So feel free to join them if you want to progress further and become ultimately a competent leader. Fellow boxers, I genuinely believe there's a fighter in the soul of everyone in this room. In our daily life, words, not gloves, are our main weapons. Toastmasters is the ring where we practice and master them. So please remember, you also can become a Muhammad Ali of public speaking discipline. Mr. Contest Chair,